This should work.
Shut the fuck up. We talk hockey non-stop, goals and assists. You don't wanna miss. Shut the fuck up. Hit the
What's
ice
up,
with
boys
us.
and girls? It's been a hot minute. Rock out a bit to the theme song. Get it, Adam. Get it.
Let's go.
This is kind of fitting, especially with the WWE, everything that's going on there right now. But that's not what we're here to talk about. To start the night, we're just going to give a quick breakdown of Game 7. There's not too much to break down, in all honesty. Matthew Tkachuk just decided, I'm not losing today. I'm not losing another game. Which I know when me and you talked, I'm pretty sure that was the general consensus we had come up with, is that they're not going to lose 3 in a row, or 4 in a row rather.
Yeah, I just didn't see that happening. There's just too much at stake, and I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny that they won those 3 just to lose, just to come back and lose. But yeah, with the way that Florida plays, I didn't see. There was no way they were losing 4 in a row.
I got to be honest with you. I'm surprised. Maybe surprised isn't the right word. Maybe I was impressed with the intestinal fortitude, to steal a term from the military, since I'm, wearing my New Jersey Devils military appreciation jersey tonight. I was impressed with the intestinal fortitude of that Oilers team. In the past, that Oilers team has just kind of been cool, rolling over and dying without a problem. And it's one of those things that I didn't think they had it in them to stand up and put up a fight after they were down 3-0. So good on them for that. I said it at the beginning of the series and the beginning of the playoffs that I think McDavid demands out if they don't get at least to the Cup Finals. Well, they got to Game 7 of the Cup Finals, so I highly doubt McDavid's going anywhere, because I think he's like, oh, he's got a taste of it now.
Yeah, for sure.
That Florida team's going to be scary next year. They're returning almost everybody.
Right.
I think they lost. Who did they lose? Brady Shea, I think, left. Or no, he played for Carolina. I don't think they lost a lot out of that Florida lineup. In all honesty, I can't off the top of my head. I have other things here that I had pulled up. I don't think they lost a ton.
So they're not the Dallas Stars, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, you guys. We'll kick off the offseason there. You guys had to know. Your window with the older dudes was a little smaller,
right?
Which is what it is. It's the end of the day. At the end of the day, that window is eventually got to close. And you guys have done a really good job of blending the youth that's up and coming with some of your older dudes. I think you guys will be fine next year. I think you guys will be middle of the road, though. Which, for a team that it's got to be one of the oldest teams I've seen in the conference finals in a long time. Outside of those Red Wings teams that were all $1.5 billion.
Right.
I'd say that, that was one of the older teams that I've seen in a Cup Finals in a long, long, long time. They were one of the better ones. Or not Cup Finals. I'm sorry, Conference Finals. They were one of the better ones. They held their own. Against a very, very, very good Edmonton team, against the best player in the world. Who, what do you have? 3 goals in that series that he just was like, all right, fuck it, I'm doing it by myself.
Yeah, I was at that Game 1. The one that went on till about midnight, and walking away with a loss, I was just I knew it was gonna be a long series, and there were points where in the middle of that series where I was pretty sure we had it, but then for whatever reason, different dynamics, we just kind of dropped the ball and couldn't get back in the right direction.
I mean, you guys, their goaltending too was so hot and cold for the Oilers. That is,
Yeah.
you guys had fairly consistent goaltending, and it was decent. But that goaltending for Edmonton, just when it got hot, it was just all right. What do we do now? Like now, the only way we're scoring is a tip in front of the net. And Jamie Benn can only play so many minutes. And I'm not sure what other big dude you're going to toss in front of the net for those tips.
Right.
But so since you brought that up, I did find a fun question earlier. Oh man, I lost it. Don't tell me I lost it. I thought I saved it. Oh, let me see if I saved it. That was the wrong button. Oh, I missed it. It was a list of free agent the top 4 free agent defensemen: Brett Pesce, Chris Tanev. Oh man, this is gonna drive me nuts that I can't remember the other 2.
Speaking of the Oilers goaltenders, just looking at the stats, Skinner posted a .908 save percentage for that entire series, which was a little bit better than his normal. Like his normal, I want to say is like 868, 9. Like middle of the road. But he did really.
He's still
really
a
well.
young guy too, right? He's still only like 20, 23,
yeah.
right? 24?
Yeah, he's still fairly young.
Trying to figure out. I can't believe I thought I saved that picture.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm so mad at myself right now.
I think the biggest I guess I can call the most controversial signing if we want to jump into that.
Shea was the other one.
Okay.
Shea was the other one. And I think the other one was Montour. So it was, would you rather have Pesce, Tanev, Shea, or Montour?
I say Montour.
I'm kind of happy, especially for the Devils situation, already having, Dougie Hamilton there, already having Luke Hughes, those guys who can shoot up the ice, having a Pesce who's more of a two-way guy who, if he sees an opportunity that's not going to cost the team, he can make a run. I think the Devils picked the best fit for them. But yeah, no, if you're talking the best on the board, it's got to be Montour out of that group.
For sure.
No offense to Brady Shea. Brady Shea has been a fantastic defenseman, most of his career. But yeah, no, what's your crazy signing there?
All right, so it's a story. It's a storybook. So I say that because it's twofold. It's not just a signing. It's what predated the signing 2 years ago in the playoffs. So do you remember the Stars Minnesota series 2 years ago?
You're going to have to give me a little bit more than that.
All right, there was a huge colossal hit. Dirty, not dirty. That was a big topic of discussion. Pavelski sat out for about 5 games because of it.
Vaguely, yeah. I remember the hit. I remember Pavelski got suspended, right?
No, Pavelski was the one who got hit. He got taken out.
Okay. I vaguely remember a hit involving Pavelski. I couldn't tell you who hit him.
I get just all over social media. They're just talking dirty hit. There's a lot of hate being flung this player's way, this player's direction. So fast forward to 2024, Pavelski is obviously retired. We all wish him well and enjoy that retirement. The Stars signed the player that knocked him out in Matt Dumba.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that hit.
So that's going to be like a Robin Ventura, Nolan Ryan situation, I think. I mean, I don't know how Dallas overall is going to accept him, but it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of progresses. But long story short, I do think it's a good move because he is dirty in a way that we've needed in our defensive core for the longest.
I mean, since that hit, he hasn't been suspended again, I don't think.
Nah, he's just kind of, he's somewhat got that reputation. That's not overbearing, but it's somewhat there. But I think
Yeah,
it's a good move.
he's not Matt Cook.
Right, right.
Shout out Mark Maraday.
He's no
Should
Rempe
have
either.
invited him on. I should have invited him on. He'd have had something to say about that.
Oh, nice.
He's not Matt Cook. I don't know. I don't remember if we touched on this last time, but it's NHL offseason nonsense. Did you hear Jacob Trouba is refusing to waive his no movement clause? Period.
No, I didn't. That's wild.
Because his wife is finishing her medical program, and her credits, like her medical residency, and her credits won't transfer. I think she's at New York Methodist. She's at one of the big hospitals in New York City.
Okay.
But she won't get. She'll like basically lose a year of her residency and have to repeat a year. And he basically was just like, yeah, no, we're staying. And the Rangers were like, what if we bench you? And I'm like, and apparently his response was, you're still paying me.
Yeah. Still got money.
I just realized I look like Willie Robinson right now.
Hey man,
with the
you're sporting the look.
with
happy.
Yeah. I used to love that show back in the day.
Oh yeah.
But so I'm gonna touch on my Devils here real quick. We're gonna go through a few of these moves. I think the one that people aren't talking about enough is gonna have to be the Brendan Dillon move. It's like I'm on ESPN's. I know I'm not supposed to shout that out, but I'm on ESPN's transaction page, and they don't even have the Brendan Dillon signing.
Oh wow!
Like they got Stefan Nason, they got Colin White, who signed an AHL deal, Mike Hardman. Like they don't have. Unless no, they don't have it. But I think that's going to be one of those ones that flies under the radar. I know the Pesci one. Pesci was like, the best available on the market or whatever. I don't disagree. I think Brett Pesci was probably the best overall defenseman you were going to get this year on the open market. But I think Dillon is going to bring in a nice. The Devils traded Kevin Ball as part of the Markstrom trade. I think he's going to fill in to that Kevin Ball, big body. I mean, he's not the biggest body, but he plays big, if that makes sense.
Right.
I think he's gonna slide into that role real nice. And then the Devils bring back Stefan Nason, fan favorite, kinda, mostly a fan favorite because of because of how bad the team was at the time.
Okay.
But and him being a bright spot, who was we had like Kyle Palmieri on the top line. Travis Zajac was still hanging around trying to play hockey still. And Taylor Hall, that Taylor Hall trade had just happened. And Nason was on the third line, scoring a timely goal here and there. For that year, the Devils made that one playoff run. And Taylor Hall got his Hart Trophy. And we got absolutely spanked by the Tampa Bay Lightning. But there's a lot of fans happy he's back. He came on a very friendly deal, so I'm happy about that.
Nice.
The other ones from the Devils, Hataka. That's gonna be an interesting one to see what he develops into. Most of the other stuff has been, Cam Squires, one of the draft picks. I think it was from 2 years ago. Signed his entry-level contract. Colin White, not Colin White of Stanley Cup fame of the New Jersey Devils, but a completely different Colin White, and oddly enough, what's the word I'm looking for here? No relation. And then here's the one that I thought was interesting, and I'm going to butcher this man's last name. The Devils got Jonathan Kovacevic from Montreal for a 4th round pick I think that's one of those players that needs like a change of scenery. I think the Paul Cotter for Holtz, Schmid, and a third round pick was a touch of an overpayment, but the Devils have benched Holtz at every turn. And Schmid played like crap last year, so I feel like it's fine. And then the only real big signing the Devils really need to like get done, because he's the only guy I don't think is gonna sign in terms of his qualifying offer, is gonna be Dawson Mercer. A guy who has had the last 2-3 seasons that he's had. I'm not signing a qualifying offer. No, offer me a contract.
Okay.
I mean, he's not arbitration eligible, but I think the Devils would keep the guy happy. They made this mistake with Zach Parise, just doing the qualifying offer and being like, you don't have arbitration rights. This is what you're going to get. Like, you can sign an offer sheet somewhere. We'll just match it. Is anybody willing to sign offer sheets? No, because nobody's signing offer sheets anymore.
Gotcha.
So, it's one of those things. Now, you think your Stars improved or regressed?
Yeah, they improved. I think specifically some of the defensive people they brought in, I think are going to match up better with the handedness of the players, meaning right and left-handed versus what we had. So I think that's going to be a better fit. Just depends on how that chemistry works and kind of starts to pan out. Sorry, I was side note, I was looking up some Utah stuff, and then all this Utah Grizzlies came up, and I'm like, when did they change to the Grizzlies? Without, I guess that's an affiliate team. It wasn't the NHL team. I was looking up for some roster moves, and it
the Utah Grizzlies are an AHL team, I believe, right? Or they?
I think so. So sorry, yeah. So I'm like, what? When did this happen? Okay, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, that was the big. I don't know if you remember when the Thrashers moved to Winnipeg. There was the big conversation of, do we call them the Manitoba Moose? Because that was like the long-standing AHL team that basically took over after the Jets left and everybody loved, and then like everybody's very happy with the Jets name,
right?
Which, since let's stay out west here a little bit. I think the NHL needs to take a little bit of a look. I can't remember the name of the GM who's in San Jose right now, but he used to play on a line with Chris Drury, and essentially, the New York Rangers got out of that horrible Barclay Goodrow contract for nothing, which is kind of crazy to me. And then there was a couple other moves San Jose made that I thought was interesting. I'm gonna pull them up right now. I had them pulled up and then I lost them. That I thought were interesting. And I'm not sure if they're like truly in win now mode, or if they're like what's the word I'm looking for here, or they're just trying to like tread water, because I mean, you don't bring in a guy like Tyler Toffoli if you're planning on losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know they don't have a ton in the pipeline because they're kind of stupid and gave it all away for Carlson and then got nothing back. Man,
Right.
why couldn't I just get the ESPN one again?
I think Boston's going to be a little bit more bolstered with Lindholm and Zadorov with those two moves this next year.
Zadorov's going to help. They're not going to be as healthy at goalie.
Yeah.
They're not going to have Swayman and Ullmark to split the games. And when you got two goalies who like on their own would be Vezina candidates,
Right.
like, plain and simple, you're gonna have a pretty easy time skating through the season.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna have some growing pains there. Marchand's gonna be a year older. They still got Jake DeBrusk is still there, right?
Yes, I believe so.
What's his face? Pasternak. Like, you still got some high end talent. Taylor Hall's still there. You still got high end talent, but at the end of the day, high end talent's only going to get you so far. As you saw in the playoffs, like, if they played anybody but the Maple Leafs first round, they'd have been out.
Right.
That's just it is what it is. I think Boston's gonna take a step back this year. I know the Rangers are trying to make a bunch of moves, which is par for the course for them. They always do that crap. We didn't win the cup. Let us stomp our feet and tear everything down.
Right.
So I say let them do it. It'll be funny. Who else on the East Coast? Go ahead.
I'll say you got Nashville with all those changes. It's out there as well, like major changes.
That's gonna be real weird seeing Steven Stamkos.
Did you see that picture? His first picture in the Nashville jersey.
Yeah. I'm like that. That was. It's weird. It's strange.
Right.
I feel like we all knew it was eventually coming, but it doesn't make it any less weird.
Right.
Like, the dude was. I mean, it's been what, 15, 16 years he spent in Tampa.
Right.
So it's definitely going to be weird. What are the other big changes up there in Nashville?
Marchessault. They.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Marchessault.
Yeah, they picked up. I can never pronounce this guy's name, but Brady Skajai.
Oh, Brady Shea.
There you go. You got it. You nailed it. And
I forgot he went
Scott Wedgwood from the Stars. That was random towards the end there.
They picked up who?
Wedgwood, the backup goalie from the Stars.
Scott Wedgwood, former New Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
He was always a nice guy. He's never panned out here in Jersey.
Right.
Yeah, Nashville's going to be a totally different look next year. Let's talk the newest coaching change real quick. Out of Columbus, Ohio, Dean Evison has been named the next head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets. So he had a press conference yesterday, 10:30. He played a bunch of games in the NHL, was a 5th-round pick as a center, but as a coach, over the last 5 seasons, he has amassed a 147, 77, and 27 record in 251 games over parts of 5 seasons as head coach of the Minnesota Wild. That seems like a fairly successful coach. I know the Jackets have had problems getting Gaudreau moving and getting Line moving. Maybe this is the guy you need to kind of light a fire under those guys' asses.
Right. We'll see what he comes in and brings to the table and kind of move some stuff around and kind of see what they can get going as the season gets closer.
Yeah, I think Columbus needed to. Last year was or 2 years ago rather was the first time they were truly active in the off season for free agents when they picked up Johnny Hockey. But that's a team that if you hasn't historically drafted well, like Rick Nash, like that's about all I got for like the best draft picks of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Pains me to say because I like those guys.
Right.
But they just don't. They don't draft well. Their director of scouting has never been good. So that's a team that if they're not going to give this coach, because it's like the third coach in 4 years, they're not going to give him like 5 years. Just bring in some random college coach to tank it and get top picks.
Right.
So I'm guessing Columbus thinks they have the pieces to at least make the playoffs or at least be a bubble team.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced they do. I don't think Johnny Hockey's got much in the tank right now. He kind of looks like he gives up every time he gets on the ice.
Yeah.
At least this last season.
And then again, maybe they shock us all and start the season with a 10-win streak or something crazy like that.
Weirder things have happened.
Yep.
Have you seen the renderings of Utah's new stadium? Well, it's
I
not
saw
new.
the photo with 10,000 unobstructed seats.
Yeah. Do you know how many total seats were in their last building?
7,000, something like that, right?
3,400.
Oof. Old mullet.
Yeah. They were stupid for the bull crap that they pulled, trying to strong arm the city of Glendale, and the city of Glendale went, "No, you owe us money, pay us." So dumb ownership's going to be dumb ownership.
Right.
It's kind of Toronto, the Rangers. I'm interested to see what the Islanders do this year, because they vastly overachieved last year. I think they're going to come back down to earth. Since we're going back east. The other one we should probably talk is Kings and Kraken. Since you lost the guy you wanted to keep the most to the Kraken.
Right. Yeah. We'll see kind of what that looks like. Did Carolina make any big moves? I'm trying to think more on the East Coast there.
Carolina lost some people.
Okay.
Carolina lost Brady Shea to Nashville.
Oof.
Brett Pesce to the New Jersey Devils.
Boom.
And I forget who Brandon Dillon came from, but it could have been Carolina too.
Okay.
They could have lost half their defensive roster because they were convinced they were cut bound this year.
Yeah. For sure.
Which wasn't a bad gamble. It wasn't a bad gamble. If there's Dan likes to play poker on the gambling show we have on Peak One here, and he really likes waiting for the right opportunity,
right,
to be able to go all in. If you got oh shoot, I'm getting low on chips, I gotta pick my opportunity and go for it. And Carolina made the right choice last year. That was, that was the year to go for it. I feel for Brent Burns because that dude's still skating like he's 25. I don't understand that.
Right. Interesting.
But yeah, the what do you feel about because I know you and Colorado kind of have like that geographical rivalry now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that we all don't like what's his face over there. Show
Which one?
off. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking
Nathan
about.
McKinnon?
Yeah, that guy.
Why
That
don't you
guy.
like Natty Max? Nathan McKinnon's one of the best players in the
Dude,
league.
no. Yeah, yes, but literally I can't remember I think it was 2 years ago during the playoffs. He bitched and complained about a missed call that he thought should have been called, and the Stars took that time while he was sitting there, you just jaw jacking with the ref to go ahead and score and win the game. Like, it's just stuff like that. Like, he's just, to me, it's just like number one above everybody else. And I don't know, maybe it's just coming from a Stars fan and how he's perceived each time he comes into the building. I think that might be it. But yeah, I mean, the team has always been a force to be reckoned with. I mean, they've always been a good team, even back in the 90s. I'm sure they had their years where they've done this or that, the other. But for the most part, they've always been a heavy, challenging team to kind of come up against. So I'll have to do some research like on the specific moves this year that they've made, but I don't recall a whole lot. Was there a lot of activity with it?
I don't recall them doing really much of anything. Mostly because they didn't really have any money. That's
It said
weird
they
you bring it up.
re-signed KC Middlestat, but that's about it.
Yeah. That's weird you bring that up though about McKinnon.
Yeah.
What are your opinions on Sidney Crosby? Because those of us up here in the Northeast have watched him dive around the ice while being one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Right.
But he dives. He does. Like there's
Right.
You can't look at it any other way. The guy dives.
Yeah, I mean that's it's part of his game. I guess I don't get too much of those one-on-ones because just the geographic aspect. We get Colorado, multiple times for the season, so I'm able to see those matchups just time and time again. And I don't know, man. He's got a punchable face. Like I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I just don't like the guy.
No, who's got a punchable face? Brad Marchand.
Oh yeah,
I'd punch that rat-looking motherfucker in the face any day of the week. I hate that dude.
Right.
And we did call it "Shut the Puck Up After Dark." So
yeah.
Sorry for the language, but I would
Fine.
punch that rat-looking dipshit in the face
Don't
all
worry.
day, and
we'll fix it in post.
And you know what he'd probably do? He'd probably bite my finger like Alex Burrows did back in the day.
I gotta love it.
Speaking of that, you watch any of the 30 for 30s?
No, I haven't got a chance yet.
Oh no, I'm just saying, do you watch them at all, like on ESPN?
No, not really.
There's one you gotta watch. It's on the what was that? 2010, 2011. It's like 10 or 11 Stanley Cup Finals between Vancouver and Boston and the Riots. And they interviewed all like the teenage kids that got arrested. And got like felony charges. And how it was like everything was on social media, and like it's honestly, it's one of those 30 for 30s that transcends sports but involves sports, if that makes sense. It's definitely definitely one of those ones that and I know we're not really supposed to endorse other sports networks here, but that's one of those ones that I will fully endorse as a documentary. Fantastic documentary. I haven't seen many sports docs that are better than that. Outside of Icarus, I don't know if you've watched that one. That one was really cool.
No, I need to check it out.
Icarus. I don't remember if that's a 30 for 30. No. That one was that was like some investigative reporter. And they snuck the doctor who was in charge of the Russian doping scheme out of Russia and got him hidden in the United States while he testified to the IOC and to the United States and to everybody else. Like, you remember that whole big scandal back in the day?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was one of the coolest ones ever. One of the coolest sports documentaries ever. But let's stay out west a little bit. Do me a favor, type in there. Let's see what the Kings did, because I didn't really look up what the Kings did.
All right, let's take a look.
This offseason. I knew they said they were going to make moves.
Let's see. So, trades Pierre-Luc Dubois for Darcy Kemper.
Okay, that makes. I mean, they need a goalie. And,
they picked up Juneau.
Like the capital of Alaska.
Yes.
No, Pierre-Luc Dubois.
They just grabbed it. And you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's freaking pick it up.
Yeah, hell yeah. But Pierre-Luc Dubois, that one's interesting.
Yeah. So they got Tanner from Tampa Bay in exchange for 2025 second round and 2024 fourth round pick.
Okay. That's Dubois needed to change the scenery. They needed it. They needed a guy they could count on. Darcy Kemper, you can count on to be there.
On the free agent front, they picked up Warren Fogle, saying that right, hopefully. Joel Edmondson, Phoenix Copley, and Trevor Lewis.
Okay. So nothing crazy.
No, nothing too wild.
I mean, on the free agent market, like the Pierre-Luc Dubois trade, I want to say I'm surprised, but that dude's been bouncing left, right, and center.
Right.
He just can't figure out how to stay in one spot without causing a problem. Kind of the problem Line had earlier in his career. He still has the reputation for it, but his current teammates seem to say otherwise. But that's one of those reputations that's really hard to shake. I'd say let's look at Arizona, but that's not a team that exists anymore. Since we're bouncing around out west, oh shoot. Chicago made some decent moves to shore up behind Connor Bedard. I've completely forgot to pull these up. But they made some decent moves. Darn it. I don't need to. Oh, I do have an announcement to make after that. Why is this such a pain in the butt sometimes? There we go.
Sorry, this I need to share this. This just came across my radar here. 1 second. Where'd it go? Oh, hold on.
All right, well, I got an announcement in the meantime.
There it is. Oh, look at that.
What is that? All right, let me add it to the stage. Hold on. What is this? Oh, it's a punchable face. Does it play, or is it just a picture?
No, it's just there, like it's art. It's art. Look at that score. Look at that score. 5-4. Anyway, back to business.
So Stan Bowman was just today, former Blackhawks GM, was announced as the new GM of the Edmonton Oilers, who apparently getting to the Stanley Cup Finals isn't enough for you to keep your damn job in Edmonton.
Nope. It's winning or nothing. It's Canada, man.
Yeah, well, they haven't won it in 32 friggin' years.
I know.
I
mean, there's got to be some other underlying reasons and situations going on for that move, but.
All right, so they swapped the first round picks at the draft. Oh yeah, there's the Brett Seney, Lucas Reichel. Yeah, they're building like big. Oh, they got Alex Vlasic. Like they haven't made a ton, but they've definitely got guys that are bigger dudes that are poised to protect Bedard now. And kind of take the weight off Bedard, like Perry did his mom.
Boom. So I guess Cap Friendly is officially gone. I just went to go look at some stats, and they've got their little thank you message going on.
Yeah, no, the Washington Capitals in their infinite wisdom bought it and shut it down.
I don't understand. Whatever.
Because they can.
Yeah, nice.
I don't. That's one of those teams. I'm like guys like that. That doesn't. But why though?
Right. Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Let's see what the Habs did.
Sad day.
That actually happened probably like a week and a half ago now.
Yeah.
That it was completely pulled.
Yeah, it must have been recent because I was looking at it a few weeks ago.
Oh, that is the one I was looking for. So, I mean, it was the end of last month, so it was almost a month ago. But the Kings, or not the Kings, I'm sorry, the Montreal Canadiens, they signed, or they got Nathan Beaulieu, younger kid, but he signed a 1-year deal with the KHL to develop there at the pro level. That was one of the ones I was looking for. There was a few other ones that I was looking for that I can't remember off the top of my head.
So apparently, go ahead, finish your thought there. I'm just doing some research.
Oh no, you're good.
There's a puckpedia.com. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's the new go-to for what used to be Cap Friendly, apparently.
Yeah, someone was telling me there was going to be, like I said, there was going to be a new one within, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. What was it? What was the other one? Was before Cap Friendly, Cap something. But there was another one before that, and when the dude who ran the first NHL Cap site was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm shutting down, and shut the website down. 3 days later, Cap Friendly launched.
Wow.
So yeah, there's it's never really too long when somebody takes down a certain site that someone makes something that's basically the exact same thing.
What's interesting or funny, I guess you could say, according to Puckpedia, top of the list for the biggest lack of projected space, Washington Capitals. Look at that.
Yeah, they got nothing.
Negative 10.27 million is what it's showing.
Look up what Nicholas Backstrom's cap hit is. That's the one you got to look at.
Hold up. Can't find it. I just now got to the site, so I'm not sure how to navigate just yet.
You can't just scroll down and see the players?
No, it's just I'm on like their little just the front page.
Okay.
Like their headline page or whatever. It was just kind of an overview here. I sent you the link. Second. You want to take a look? Yeah.
1 second. Cat, there's no birds out the window.
Oh man.
No, he like a bird was messing around with my air conditioner earlier, and the cat starts smacking at like the screens on the side. Not the screens, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I got you.
The window air conditioners, yeah, the things like the partition, for lack of a better phrase. He's like smacking at him. But yeah, I forget what the original cap site was, but it was awesome. I do truly miss that.
So Nicholas Backstrom, current cap hit $9 million, 200,000.
Yeah, that's gonna be gone.
Current salary $8 million.
So it erased the $9 million.
Oof.
Because he's going to be on long-term IR.
Ouch.
He's essentially said he can't play anymore, but I think he signed that contract at 35. So the NHL hasn't done anything about the Chris Pronger game anymore, where the Flyers were like, he got hit in the head with a puck. He's never going to play hockey. We signed him for $10 million a year. He's now a front office assistant, but he's on long-term IR, so he comes out and he skates non-contact practice.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's exactly what's going to happen there. I mean, it is what it is.
The Barry Bonds or Bobby Bonilla contract? I can't.
Oh, God damn it. You got to bring up my Mets. My Mets had a good day today. Sorry about that, Jesus. Didn't mean it that way. But my Mets had a good day today. I got to say this. 5 home runs against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium.
Killing it.
So I get to brag to the rest of my family about that. I think it was 13-2 or 14-2, maybe 12-2, something like that.
Very good.
Yeah, and you know, like 4 solo shots and one 3-run shot. Like, oh no, it was 12 because they had 13 hits and 12 runs. I remember at the end of the game, and I'm like, geez, haven't seen a stat line like that since the steroid era.
Oh God.
But no, let's do our way too early predictions here.
Let's go.
So I'm just gonna go over here and pull up the divisions, and then I'm gonna give you a division. I don't want the standings, you turd. I just want the divisions in a picture. There we go. No, I don't. What the? I don't want to buy a poster. He's trying to sell me a poster, bro.
Wow.
This is dumb. I should have pulled this up earlier. That's my bad. All right, there we go. Can it open, maybe? All right, here we go. All right, so let's start with the North here. Oh, no, this is not correct at all. That is the COVID one. I'm like, what? Why can't I find the actual divisions? Hold on, I think I got it. There we go. All right, so we're gonna start with the division you know the best, the Central. I want you to tell me who's gonna finish last first.
Well, probably Minnesota.
Okay, I can see that.
No. I take that back. Chicago. Sorry. I had time to think.
That's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna slightly disagree.
Okay.
I think Minnesota's gonna finish second from the bottom.
Okay.
I I think we're looking at a full on St. Louis tank this year.
Oof.
I think the age is finally going to catch him. I think I don't see what pieces they've added. I don't see what pieces they still have that can make a push.
Don't forget about the new kids on the block. Since we're talking Central.
That's true.
You got Utah.
I'm still going St. Louis. Going St. Louis. I think Utah's going to be motivated. All right. So who you got? Who you got second from the bottom?
I mean, it sounds like Minnesota to me, probably.
I'll agree with you there. I got no problems with that. Who's third up?
Probably St. Louis.
That's where I got Chicago.
Okay.
And I have above that. I got Utah finishing. You know, I think I saw enough from the youngsters in Phoenix last year, and I think they're going to be motivated as hell to actually play in front of an NHL crowd. So we got what 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 5. So you got to give me who you think's going to finish fourth.
Fourth, Nashville.
All right. So you got Utah coming in above Nashville.
Oh, sorry, no. Let's go Utah, Nashville, Winnipeg,
okay.
Avs, and of course the Stars at the top. Just kidding. Stars could probably, there's a lot of changes. Avs might take it because they're going to be the more stable team this year, I think.
So from there, I got Winnipeg as my least favorite of them. I think the only reason they succeed in the regular season is Hellebuck, and they just burn him out.
Right.
So I think that he's going to be, he's going to be that they're going to make the playoffs, but he's going to be, that third team. I got that fourth team. Then I got Nashville, that newly revamped Nashville. And then I got Dallas, and then I got Colorado, but I have it coming down to the last game of the season.
Okay.
So go ahead
and crystal ball speaks again.
So go ahead and pick a division. You got right. Pacific, Atlantic, or Metro left.
Let's jump over to Pacific.
All right, we're staying in the West. So which so what do you want me to do? My winner, my loser.
We can go bottom to top like we did with Central.
All right. I think the easy loser here is San Jose.
Followed by
that's where it gets sticky. I think Calgary is going to take a step back.
Okay.
Without Jacob Markstrom there. So I think Calgary is going to be there. And I think Calgary knew that even with Jacob Markstrom, they were going to struggle. And that's why the Devils were able to pry him away. Give me your bottom two.
Probably I would have said the Sharks and the Ducks, but that's just me.
My Ducks, I have the Ducks. I have third. Third from the bottom.
Okay.
So we're not really too far off on that at all. I think after that is when you get into kind of the nitty gritty here. I think Edmonton's going to win the division. Just because of the firepower they have.
Sheesh.
I think then it is it's a coin flip between Vancouver and Vegas. So I'm going to give Vancouver number 2, Vegas 3, and then I'm going to say LA's going to finish 4th.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Vancouver over Edmonton, but everything else you said kind of lines up with how I see the season going.
I have a very hard time betting against, Draisaitl and McDavid scoring what they scored between the two of them, 210 points last year or something ridiculous like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my turn. All right, we're gonna do probably the hardest conference to predict. We're gonna go with the Atlantic.
Let's go.
So those teams are Boston, Buffalo, Detroit, Florida, Montreal, Ottawa, Tampa, and Toronto. So give me your loser.
Probably. How was Ottawa last season? They were pretty crappy, right?
They've made some decent moves this year we didn't talk about, but
yeah, okay.
They're yes, they were pretty crappy.
Okay. I mean, I think either it's a toss-up with me between Ottawa and Montreal.
I think I'm gonna go with Ottawa on that. I just I don't think they've done quite enough just yet. I think they're gonna be like dramatically improved, and if there's any Ottawa fans listening or listening later, just please feel free to give me shit. You can find me all over social media. No, I'm not hard to find.
Go ahead and throw out your tag there, sir. So I can look you up.
Well, you can find me at Kenny Mays on Facebook or Captain Fuckpants on Instagram.
Ooh. Oh snap.
So I just think Ottawa. I don't think they've done enough yet, and I don't think Baby Kachuk is. I don't think Baby Kachuk's ready yet. So we're gonna do this like it's a fantasy football draft now. So now we've knocked out Ottawa, both of us. So now give me your winner.
I mean, I would say it's the Panthers, obviously.
Regular season.
I mean,
controversial call. I'm gonna go. Toronto takes the regular season.
Ooh, oh my!
Toronto takes the regular season. Atlantic. So that brings us to who finishes second to last.
Let's go Boston.
Second to last?
Oh no, I thought you said second to first.
Just say you picked Ottawa and Montreal to finish.
The shock with that statement was real. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Probably, I go Buffalo.
All right, so you still have. You picked Ottawa or Montreal to finish last. Which one?
Ottawa probably.
Okay, so you still have the other one. Do you want to change your answer? I feel like Regis Philbin here.
I want to call a lifeline in here. I'm gonna call my neighbor Bob. He's very skilled in the NHL trivia here. No, let's go probably Montreal, and then above that, Buffalo.
All right, I don't see a problem with that. I think you're close. I think it's going to be Montreal, and I think the fall of the Tampa Bay Hurricanes, the Tampa Bay Lightning is upon us. I think the cap has finally caught up with them. So since you gave me the two, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Ottawa, Montreal, then Tampa at the bottom.
Okay. I can see that.
And then right above that, I'll go Buffalo.
Interesting.
And then the only one I got left to name it would be Boston. Boston in second. Or no, I'm sorry. Buffalo, then Detroit, then Boston, and I already said Toronto in first.
Okay.
And now here's where we get to my expertise. The East Coast Metropolitan Division. So I'll go first here.
Okay.
I think Carolina wins this division. I think they kept enough of the core intact. I think they have enough veteran leadership. So that's who I think wins. And I think it's a no-brainer. I think Washington's dead last.
Fair enough. Let's see. I'm gonna say Carolina for number one. They acquired, top tier defensemen and bolster their forward depth. I'd say they're gonna take first. Number two, I know we're gonna mix it up here. Your New Jersey Devils popping up there.
I had them at my number two as well.
Nice. Last.
Who do you got last?
I've got the Flyers, man. Sorry, I know you're right next door.
Not a Flyers fan at all.
Okay,
I'm a Devils fan. We absolutely hate those guys.
Fair enough.
I don't see them.
I mean, they're just rebuilding. It seems like
they played well last year, though. So last I got Washington because they're in cap hell and they're not going to be able to replace what they're losing.
Gotcha.
I also have the Devils in second. Second from the bottom, in all honesty, I got Columbus. They have Patrick Laine, Elvis Merzlikins, and Johnny Gaudreau.
Right.
That's the roster. And right above that, I got Philly.
So mine is Philly, Columbus, Washington for our 8, 7, and 6 spot.
I mean, Philly was in a playoff spot until they decided they didn't want to play hockey anymore.
Right.
So right up above Philly there. That would be I said Washington, Columbus. Now my computer's thinking I'm talking to it. Washington, Columbus. Siri, stop listening to me. Cool. That was really fun for my computer to just tell me all that. So Washington, Columbus, heading up from the bottom. Then I got Philly there. Right above Philly, I'll have the Islanders. Then I'll have the Rangers. Then I'll have the Devils, and then I'll have Carolina. I think the Rangers kind of were exposed over the playoffs. I don't think enough's been said about the Rangers being exposed during the playoffs.
Right.
Florida Panthers skated right through every ounce of your defense. Like, how are you going to claim to be one of the best teams in the NHL? And that's another one of those teams we were talking earlier that, they're not playing as a team.
Right.
But there's not really much you can do to force a team to play as a team.
Very true. I've got the Islanders followed by the Penguins, and then I got the Rangers in third.
That makes sense.
We'll see how it goes.
I'm not that high on the Pens. I kind of think that the time has come and gone for them.
They had a rough season. They got to jump back in it, man.
Yeah. I don't know if they got the firepower, man.
We shall see.
Sidney Crosby's older than me, man. Like,
oh yeah.
I ain't got that firepower no more, man. I ain't full of piss and vinegar anymore.
Right.
I remember when Sidney Crosby used to live in Mario Lemieux's basement.
Nice.
That's the old school days for all you youngins out there who didn't know. When Sidney Crosby was drafted to the Penguins, before he got his first paycheck, Mario Lemieux goes, "No, you live in our basement." So Sidney is like Uncle Sid to all Mario's kids now.
Yager was just down the street.
No shit.
Selling liquor to young kids. I don't know. Sounds right.
I don't know. Since it's after dark, we can tell the Yager story where the stripper tried to bribe him, or not the stripper, the model tried to bribe him. She slept with him, took like a selfie while he was asleep, going like, and she's like, "Give me $50,000, or I put this picture online." And he goes, "I'm not married. I don't have any kids. Why would I care?"
Nice.
But have you been watching Raw at all?
Just like the tidbits. My battery saver just turned on, FYI. So if I flash out all of a sudden, I do apologize. I'm on the new laptop, so we'll see what happens here. I've just mostly been watching the Wyatt 6 segments. That's kind of mostly what I'm interested in. Actually, that's a lie. For whatever reason, I am more invested in this freaking Liv, Rhea, Dom angle than I have been in any wrestling storyline in a very long time.
Did you see this week's? Yeah,
I saw that. So SummerSlam is going to be interesting. I feel there's a turn coming, but not the most maybe obvious one. But I'll leave it at that. I think it's going to be an interesting pay-per-view.
It's going to be an interesting pay-per-view. My daughter went absolutely apeshit when she saw Uncle Howdy without the jacket and the hat and just like hit the Sister Abigail. Oh!
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
I was like, oh man, yeah, dude, Bray back in the day would have been proud of that. That was like just standing beside just.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what they do with them. I'd like to see the other guys get more involved, especially Rowan. I know Rowan was, kind of a big deal back in the day and then went through all his shit. And then who was the one who died? That was the other part of the original three.
Brody Lee.
Yeah. So.
Or Luke Harper in WWE.
Yes. So, hoping to see that go somewhere. But brother, it's great to get back on with you. We'll try to hop on in the next week or two. If there's more hockey stuff to update. If not, we'll just talk about random hockey BS and stories we have and maybe talk some wrestling.
Let's do it.
All right, brother. I will talk to you later.
All right, we'll catch you later.
All right, peace.
Shut the fuck up, lace your skates real tight, breakaways and fights, stay with us all night. Shut the fuck up, hear the slap shot sound, for every face-off round, we're the best around. Shut the fuck up, join the rink and score, check your hockey lore, you'll be back for more. One more time with us, now shout it out loud. Shut the fuck up, let's make our city proud.